Hello, everybody. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Fred Burke, also known as the Wholesale Mentor with TotalFinancialLiberty.com. As a lot of you already know, I train students one-on-one from all around the U.S. I have spoken with a lot of you over the last 2 weeks, and I've noticed a problem that has come up with a lot of you guys. There was even a few people that I didn't even know at the seminars that we did at the hotels 2 weeks ago. As we spoke further, they expressed that they have the same problem, and that problem is fear. They're afraid to make an offer. Most importantly, they're afraid to make a mistake. I say, if a deal looks good, put it under contract. If you're afraid to make an offer face-to-face, you can always fax, email, or even mail your offer or contract. Remember, you're in a business that helps people with their problems. They need you. I've been there myself before, butterflies in the stomach. Heck, I even wrote up my first 2 contracts the wrong way, my first 2 deals. So no problem. My attorney fixed them for me and they closed. My point here is to overcome these fears and start making offers and submitting contracts, or you'll never get a deal. Matter of fact, I spoke with a couple of my own students at these seminars that have been with me before we started Total Financial Liberty, and I hadn't heard from them in a while. And when they come over to me and approached me, they mentioned that they had a few deals working, and they talked to me about the deals, and they actually had pre-qualified the sellers. Their marketing was doing great. Their phone was ringing. They were getting all these responses, but they weren't calling the people back. They weren't following up with the sellers. And, from the numbers that they gave me, the whole deal looked great. They weren't doing anything with it. So you have to overcome this fear. And sometimes it takes doing your first deals. Sometimes it takes talking with sellers a few times. If you have to go on the FSBO sites and call a few people and practice that way, then so be it. But whatever it is, you need to do it, because I got to tell you, I had the same problem when I first started, and I realized that I was either going to have to fix my problem and start getting deals and feeding my family, or I was going to have to go out and get another job or 2. And I didn't want to do that. Now, I haven't had a job in many, many years, probably 15 years, knock on wood. And, hopefully you guys will be that way shortly also. It's not impossible. All you have to do is actually follow all the instructions that we give you at TotalFinancialLiberty.com, and you'll be able to get going and hit the road running, so to say. So, again, as I spoke with all these students of mine and possibly future students of Total Financial Liberty, they all seem to have the same problem, and they were afraid to make the offer. They were afraid to call back the seller. I've heard it said a lot of times where if you're not embarrassed of your offer, then your offer wasn't low enough. Take that for what it's worth. I try to make a fair deal, a win-win for everybody, but I've given you guys a formula to work with, and if you stick within that formula, then you should be okay. If a person does not like your formula and it does not work for them, and there's no way that you can make it work, you don't have a buyer for the property, let's say, or they want too much money or too much cash up front, and they won't wait until the back end until you sell it, then really there's nothing you can do. Move on to the next deal. But especially the 2 students that I'm thinking of that are fresh in my head were supposed to call me last week, and I was going to go ahead and I was even going to speak with the sellers for them just to go ahead and get the deals done, and I never heard from them, so I don't know what happened. But again, the fear is what's going to end up hurting you. When you're spending money for marketing and you're doing all this marketing and you got your marketing materials out there, you've got your phone ringing off the hook, people are calling, they're pre-qualified, they're leaving messages, they're saying basically take my house. They have equity, they have repairs, they're motivated. You need to call them back. You need to follow up with them as quickly as possible before they call somebody else who will, and you'll miss out on the deal. So anyway, you need to get over this fear, however it is that you do it, and you need to get out and you need to start making offers. You need to start presenting contracts, presenting offers to people, and getting over this fear and moving on with your investing business. So again, this is Fred Burke with TotalFinancialLiberty.com. Until the next video, we will see you then.